July 14th, 2019. Welcome. Live stream. Fear the Walking Dead Season 5. Discussion, spoilers, theory, spoiler warning. Obviously, spoiler warning if you're catching on the replay. People are going to ask questions. We're going to do some Q&A. We're going to talk about a lot of different things. So if you're worried about spoilers, please stop watching now. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right. I believe the microphone and everything is working all right. But let me know your thoughts. Post your questions in the top chat. Super chat is always welcome. Thank you for joining me today, July 14th, 2019. I'm excited to talk about some Fear the Walking Dead. The Walking Dead is going to have Comic-Con coming up on Friday. Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead. Well, AMC as a whole. I know they got like Preacher, Fear the Walking Dead, is it Nosferatu's the other panel? I know that they have a lot of things going on coming up, and that is this upcoming Friday. So it's pretty interesting to see. We'll have the trailer coming up this Friday. I'm not sure when, what time exactly it'll be online, but I'm excited to talk about it once we see it, break it down, do some Q&A on it, all that. Well, get your take on it, my take on it. I'm excited to see what happens with Walking Dead Season 10. I'm excited. Hopefully it's a good trailer. Sometimes if it's a bad trailer, the season's pretty good. I don't think there's ever really been a bad trailer. I should rephrase that. But if it's been an over-the-top trailer where they gave us a lot of good stuff, like Season 7 to me is the worst season of The Walking Dead, and the trailer was actually good. So I'm not saying that it's okay or not with it. I'm not sure if we'll see what we get. But Fear the Walking Dead is tonight, Season 5, Episode 7. Then we got one more episode. Then we got Fear the Walking Dead is on break for a couple weeks, and then it'll be back in August. We're also going to get Talking Dead next Sunday. Not this Sunday, next Sunday for the mid-season finale, Season 5, Episode 8. We're going to get that, and then we're going to have, I think it's the episode, and then Nosferatu, and then Talking Dead. I'm not sure why AMC is doing that. I'm not sure why they're doing the episode, and then another show, and then Talking Dead for us to watch that show before that, but I probably don't watch it. I don't watch it that much because of you have to wait and then see it, and it's on late, and I'm not a big fan of it. So I'll watch Talking Dead probably on the replay for happening there too. So Joey the Gator, right out the gate, Q&A. What do you think of Alicia die next week? I don't think she dies. I think it's one of those things that it's building it up and showing that we should be scared. It's like the Glenn under the dumpster thing. I think that's what it is. I think that it's a way that she can be in danger. She could die, but I don't think it'll happen. I think it's going to be a building thing that people are going to talk about. And Gimple and the writers love to do moments and end the episode like, oh my goodness, is she going to die? Oh my goodness, is Glenn going to die? Oh my goodness, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? And then we got to wait. Luckily, we should hopefully wait 1 week, let alone. That would be really crappy if that was Season 5, Episode 8. And then you're like, I got to wait 3 weeks, 4 weeks, however many weeks before Fear the Walking Dead comes back. And hold on, I got to plug this in. That's why it's probably lagging a little bit. Hold on, I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I know that the laptop can be charging out. It should be okay. So hopefully I'll pick up the lag. Sorry about that. Had to go jump that in there, but here we go. We're back. So hopefully the microphone and everything's working all right. So I don't know what the Fear the Walking Dead writers want to do, how they want to do it, what they want to do specifically, because this season is all over the place. This series is all over the place. It's been one of those things that the show, the dynamic is not sure what it wants to be. I take it back to Season 1, Season 2, but mainly Season 1, that the show did not want to connect with the Walking Dead show. It did not want to connect with the Walking Dead universe. It wanted to be its own thing. The showrunner was like, no, we're going to do our own thing here. Well, you should have called it something differently. You shouldn't have had the Walking Dead in the name. So it's like, what are you trying to do? And now it's like, we're going to connect. All the worlds will connect. Everything's going to connect. And so we're connecting. And we're kind of getting a hodgepodge of a show with this storyline, that storyline, the kids, Dwight, John, June, new characters, old characters. And to be honest, if they kill off Alicia, it'd be really hurting the show. Because one, she's really the last character for me. I know Strand has been there too from the very beginning. And it's one of those things that it's like, really, that's how she would go out if it happens that way. I'm not a big fan of that. I think big characters, big things need to happen with big characters. And to be honest, it's a little annoying because if Alicia knows that there's all these walkers that are contaminated, you can put a mask over your face. You can put a t-shirt over your face. You were at a truck stop. So it's not like you were stuck out there forever and you had to come back, right? You were at the truck stop. You could have done something. They have all these tools to fix airplanes. They have all these tools to do all this stuff. You could have put a big dust mask over your face. You could have put something that's going to be there too. How about, Grace, give out some stuff that people can wear, like respirators or something that people can have on their face that can protect them, right? Nothing. I don't see it making sense because it's just dumb writing, in my opinion, of the whole thing with the walkers of they're not protecting themselves. Like Morgan's like, I'm going in. Okay, great. And you're worried about your stick, your stick that's going to kill walkers. And you're like, okay, but you should have a thing over your face and your eyes or something there too. It's kind of like, come on, because I know it's a fictional show in a fictional universe, right? But The Walking Dead, to me, was a show that it would make sense to be like, okay, it's kind of like a realistic thing. Rick gets shot, goes into a coma. Okay, we can buy into that. That kind of makes sense, right? And then they can go and have him go look for his family. The walkers took over the world, basically, and people are alive, and there's communities and groups, and people are still trying to be part of the world. But it was one of those things where you think, like, okay, this is kind of a realistic approach to the zombie apocalypse. It's not cheesy. It's not campy. It's not over the top. It's Rick looking for his family. He finds his family. He finds a group. He finds things that can work on there, too. So you're like, okay, we could buy into that. It's not one of those cheesy, over-the-top things like Zombieland or other movies that come out like the Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. That's just supposed to be funny. That's supposed to be hilarious. That's supposed to be over the top, campy, World War Z. Kind of like a realistic approach, right? It's not in the middle of it. We're just going to have a comedy break where stuff doesn't make sense. But Z Nation kind of is that way. And some movies are over the top where zombies are firing guns and they're trying to be like that too. So it's like, what is going on? Then the stuff going on with the zombie apocalypse in Fear is like, okay, we'll have a continuation of The Walking Dead, kind of realistic. But is it that way? I don't really know, right? And I mean, the show is the show, and people like it, people love it, people hate it. There's going to be no way of making it right for everybody, right? It's not going to make everybody happy. It's going to annoy a lot of people, but a lot of people are going to like it. And I'm excited to see what's going to happen with the show if it makes sense in the second half of season 5, because I'm hoping that the first half of season 5 is one way and the second half of season 5 is another. And they've done that on The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead in past seasons, where the first half is one thing and the second half is a totally different way. They go this wild tangent. Season 4 was definitely like that. So hopefully season 5 is the same thing. Get on the plane and get out of here. Just go back to wherever you're going. Will we see Logan and the denim factory again? I don't know. But to be honest, I don't think that Alicia is in danger because she got some contaminated blood on her. It's not like she was like burning in the, again, I haven't even seen the episode, but way I've read, way I've heard, way I've seen a little bit, people have told me about it. It's like, it's not like it's predator or alien blood from Predator and Aliens, right? That it's acid where it's like burning her face. You're like, oh, it's crazy because you're like, man, what's going on with that? But she's contaminated because of the dosimeter on the walker where she killed with her weapon, right? So let's talk about Alicia's weapon a little bit, right? Okay, it's pretty cool. It's a gun barrel that was broken off when she, was going down the slide. She was holding onto it and then it broke off, and then she's had that since, season 4. And it's kind of cool that she's had it for a long time, but to be honest, it's not the best weapon, right? And I like the idea of characters having the same weapons and the same things over time, like Morgan with his bow staff, Michonne with her katana, Daryl with the crossbow, and Rick with his gun. And, the things are iconic. Lucille, for sure. But ultimately, what could be a better weapon than Alicia's? Really anything. You have to get pretty close when you're, jabbing that thing in a walker's head. You have to be pretty close. And if she had a spear or something like that, she could have stayed away from it. And the fact that she's taken out all these walkers that Annie and the kids made, the barricades, it's like kind of crazy, right? And I understand that it's a good setup to block everyone out, but do you really buy that the kids did that? I guess we have to, but I remember seeing Max and Dylan in the first episode, and they were like, okay, the walker's coming, the growler's coming, okay, the gun's jammed, okay, like, why are they so afraid of that if they've been around walkers and they've, done that whole thing before, right? They've made a barricade of walkers. How did they get that close to them and cut their stomach open to tie up that? How did they just do that? I just don't know. So it's just one of those things that we just have to suspend believability, I guess, and be in your own world. So thank you guys for joining me today, July 14th. Comic-Con is coming up this week. We'll get the trailer on Friday, I believe. Fear the Walking Dead, we have the episode 507 and then 508, and then it's on break for a little bit too. So Joey the Gator Q&A, who do you think might die in next week's episode? Because there hasn't been a death yet at all in season 5. So I don't think there has to be a death. I don't think it's like, oh, there hasn't been a death, so there has to be a death, right? Notoriously, in The Walking Dead, there's been certain episodes that characters have died in, but this is Fear the Walking Dead. So I don't know who they can kill off. I hope it's somebody, but I don't hope it's somebody at the same time. I don't want to lose the wrong character, but we've lost certain characters. We lost Jim last season, and we lost, Madison and Nick and a bunch of people in the first half and the second half. And since then, we haven't lost anybody in 7 episodes of season 5. So something big happened in season 8? For sure, potentially. We just don't know. In the back half of season 5, will we lose somebody there too? We're not going to lose Morgan. He's too important for the crossover. Dwight just joined it. Not going to happen. Alicia, I don't think is going to happen. Luciana can go, in my opinion. That means she'll stay. June most likely will stay. Strand and Charlie, I think they stay. Daniel's got to come back into the fold. We didn't lose him, but he's in the middle of nowhere. I don't know where he went. Hopefully he'll come back and save the day some way, somehow. Maybe Grace goes. I could see Grace being taken out in episode 508. Is that a big character? Not really. We just met her. John, I could see him being taken out in the second half of season 5. I would hate that. I'm going to hate that if that happens. I don't know any inside information about it, but we'll have to check the sources and check to see what happens for filming and anything there. But I don't know if John is going to be making it through the whole season, which would suck because he is one of my favorite characters. I don't know. So, yeah, I don't know, Lincoln, if that actually happens. These are just my thoughts. I'm not sure. We haven't really seen Wendell at all, so I would assume that Wendell would become around some way. I don't know if it makes sense, but Sarah is a character that I like too. But just because you like a character doesn't mean they'll stick around. I don't know if they have plans going forward. I really don't, because the show is all over the place. I just know that the back half of season 5 should hopefully be different than the first half of season 5. I know that the word is that they were filming in an abandoned mall or part of a mall or something with a mall. So I don't know why they go there, when they go there, who goes there, what makes it, what happens there too. Also, my question is, how are they going to fly that plane? They just have a runway they can just drive over to, and just don't know how you're going to take off. And if they do get to an airplane, airport, air area, what are they going to do? Just take another airplane, right? But I don't know. So we'll see what happens. I just got questions. Hopefully they got answers. And they have been answering things. I have to give them that. They set up some things. They answered a couple things. Oh, wait. They haven't really answered a lot of things at all. They set up CRM. They gave us a minor little answer about that. We found out a little about Althea. Great. We found out about Dwight and Sherry a little bit. We're getting a little bit there. We're getting a little more answers with that, which is pretty good. Daniel came back around early, which was good. I just don't know what the future of it holds, so we'll see where it goes, guys. So hopefully you guys are enjoying season 5 of Fear. It's entertaining, I'll give it that. I'm not bored with it. It's not a boring episode where I'm like, man, nothing is happening. Previous seasons, that's how it was. Season 2, season 1, there was like, what is going on here? There's not a lot happening here. And a lot of people know how I feel about Madison. I'm not the biggest fan. I wasn't the biggest fan of that character. I wasn't the biggest fan of that storyline. And the show is drastically different since she went away. And I would say it's in a different way. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's definitely different for sure. So Xmas Girl 304 Q&A, wouldn't Annie and Max be contaminated as well? I guess so. I thought that once they brought up the whole contaminated situation with the walkers, I just thought the kids would be contaminated. I thought one of them would have been contaminated or gotten sick, or several of them, or what. But I don't know. Again, it's a plot hole, loophole situation. I'm not sure what happens, if they're going to get sick or not. But I just feel like Morgan met Grace and he took a shower and he soaped up pretty good or whatever, and that was it. And he's fine. He changed his clothes. I think Alicia can do the same thing and she can be okay. It's not like she got bit or she got scratched. She got some blood on her, which is not good, but I think she can still live from that too. And again, it's a fictional thing and they can do whatever they want here, so I would assume so. So, Joey the Gator, did you hear about Spoiling Dead fans said Sarah might die next week's episode? And I haven't heard anything on Spoiling Dead fans about it. I haven't read too much about it. I haven't been there at all too. So this is where a lot of people stuff. I heard this group said this and they said this and this said that and this person's going to come for season 10 and this is going to happen there. Summer of speculation. Hashtag summer of speculation for sure, right? So I don't know. I'm just going to watch and enjoy it on there too. And to be honest, I'm not diving that much into the spoilers with Fear, and that's okay. I'm not diving that much into it because I got a lot of other stuff going on, and I'm okay with not knowing every little thing about Fear the Walking Dead. It's nice to be a little surprised here and there, but I'm interested to see what happens just like everybody else, because we'll see if it makes sense. And I know some people love it, some people hate it, some people love to hate on it, but they watch every episode. So it's just crazy too. So Fear the Walking Dead season 5, episode 7 tonight, episode 8 next week, and then it's on break. But Fear the Walking Dead is going to have its panel first on Friday coming up. I think it's 12 to 1 West Coast time, and then 1 to 2 Walking Dead West Coast time too. So wherever you're at, if you're in, the United States, on East Coast, West Coast, Midwest time on their stuff too, you can definitely just check out the panels online. If they have them live stream, they'll probably post it after that. I'm not going to be there, so I won't have the panels, but I'm excited for the trailer nonetheless. And I'm hoping that it comes out around, 4 o'clock-ish, 5 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So we'll see, what it's in store for that. Hopefully some good information too. Gabby, can you say your opinion over episode 8, which is called Is Anybody Out There? Do you believe is connected to The Walking Dead? Initially, I thought it could be because of Is Anybody Out There? That's a thing with the radio. That's somebody said there. That's kind of a common thing over the radio. Is anybody out there? Hello, hello, is anybody out there? Can you hear me? Anybody out there? But Fear the Walking Dead is so far back in the timeline of The Walking Dead at this time point. I'm guessing it was only been about 4 or 5 months from the start of, or the end of season 4. So we still had about a year before the whole thing with Rick going away. And I don't think it's going to catch up to the standard time now of where The Walking Dead is now with after the time jump, the 6-year time jump. But it could have been her over the radio with Jadis, even though I don't know how far that could reach. Really, could you reach a walkie-talkie thing from Texas to Virginia? I just don't know about that too. So Lincoln, Q&A, Brian, what do you think is in store for Daniel? I don't know. That's a great question. I hope something big. I hope Daniel comes back and saves the day, saves the time, saves everybody. Daniel is a character that I really liked from the very beginning. He's one of my favorite characters, and I hope he has something big in store. Did he go look for Abe, and Abe's nowhere to be found? Is it a different character? Is it something else? Is it Proctor John? That'd be kind of crazy if that was what the connection was with the cigars. That would be kind of crazy too. A lot of people have questions about Proctor John from season 3, Walker and Crazy Dog in season 3 as well, which they are nowhere to be found. But so thank you guys for joining me today, July 14th, 2019. The shirts are, hopefully we can get a couple shirts. Some people can pick up some shirts today, tomorrow, or Wednesday. The last day to get a shirt is Wednesday, July 17th. Hopefully some people can get them because we need to sell 10 more shirts. I'm going to buy several of them. I don't want to have to buy 10 shirts, but I would like for people to get them. And if we don't sell 10 more shirts, they won't make them. Everyone will get refunded and people won't get the shirts because it's a campaign and you have to sell at least 20 before they can ship out and sell. So hopefully a couple more people can buy some shirts. And I have no problem buying several of them, but I would really hope to not buy 10 of them. If I could buy 4 or 5, that's okay with me. But ultimately, hopefully you guys can pick up a shirt. They're $15 in the link in the description below. And I'm saying it in every video because it's a big thing for people to have just some shirt to represent the spot on there too. So Eye in the Dark to TWD. Can you make a donation? Yep, you can make a donation. You can just make a donation there too. You don't have to buy a shirt. You can do a donation only. You don't have to buy a $15 shirt. You can go check out the website and donate just to the cause. So that would be welcome as well. You can donate here. Our Patreon page is always welcome too. And I kind of hate asking about that stuff. And I hate, kind of like being that person like, hey, pick up a shirt or check out the book series or do this or donate another too. But it really helps. And I hate to be that guy, but it really goes a long way for the channel here too. It just takes money to have, everyday life and to be able to do this. And without being able to pay some of my medical bills and stuff like that and the stuff and around the way just to live, I can't post as many videos or not. It's one of those things where I want to do this full time. I want to do more live streams for you guys. I want to be able to do this on Sundays and maybe like Wednesdays, like Walker Wednesdays or something like that too would be cool. And I would love to be able to do that, but I just need the time to do that too. So if you can just be a part of it any which way, I'm not saying to do it. You can just like the channel, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family, anyone like that too. That goes a long way too. Just trying to be out there, and I hate asking, but unfortunately I have to on there. So Xmas Girl buying one on Tuesday. Thank you. I appreciate Xmas Girl 304. You are awesome. I talk to you a lot on Instagram, and you have a lot of good information. You are definitely a person that is very important to the channel and what we do here, as everybody here, as of all 62 people watching and everybody that comes and goes, how it's on there too. It's very important to be part of the community. Everybody here is a big part of the community, and I hope you feel that way because it makes a big difference to me. And it means a lot to me that everybody has a good, fun time here. We try to avoid the trolls, avoid the naysayers, avoid the negativity, even though you can't be positive all 100% of the time, right? It's one of those things where you just got to be, standing up for yourself and what it is. Because there's a lot of people out there that are just so mean and mean-spirited, and they just hate everything on there too. Like, I could say in my review that I liked the episode. It was a very interesting episode. But this was cheesy, or I didn't like this, or come on, this is kind of crappy, right? That doesn't mean I have to be 100% all the time, right? 100% is not possible for positivity 100% of the time. If you get stuff that comes into your life that is like a flat tire, you're not going to be pretty positive about it. But stuff happens. It's the only way you can do to control it on there as well, too. But sometimes I feel like the zombie apocalypse show is like, come on, what are they doing? What are they doing here too? And I don't know if it's because I'm a writer and I see the zombie apocalypse one way and sometimes it happens that way, or it's just like I can't buy in fully, right? Maybe it's that. I don't know what it is, but I support The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and everything involved with it, the comics, all that stuff too. It's one of those things that I just want it to be better at sometimes, that's all. And you're exactly, Lincoln, you're entitled to your own opinion, and people are going to whine about what they do, no matter what they like. And right, and I'm entitled to my opinion, and everybody in here is entitled to your opinion for sure. But the big thing is that I hope my opinion doesn't come across like I don't value yours, or you don't value mine, or you don't care about mine. And that's where I get mad at some people's comments. Not you guys, just people in general. Probably the people that I block from writing comments, because if you write unnecessary stuff, mean-spirited stuff to me or someone else, I just block them from be able to write comments on there too. And that's no sweat off my back. I don't care, because it's actually better for me. Out of sight, out of mind. And I don't want myself being harassed or anyone in here being harassed. You can have a discussion and a difference of opinion. I truly welcome that too. I'm not going to be the biggest supporter of a show that doesn't do things in a way that I truly like. But that being said, I do enjoy the content of The Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, and stuff like that too. It makes me a better person to see the zombie apocalypse and to be part of an awesome community. I think that The Walking Dead community, that includes Fear, that includes the movies, that includes the comics, that includes the spin-offs, or I should say spin-off, and everybody involved here too. So, Boyd, let me see your question here. If Fear the Walking Dead ratings drop, do you think AMC will fire the new showrunners? I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know if the ratings matter, because a lot of people, I believe, have AMC Premiere. And I don't know if the ratings reflect that too. If you have AMC Premiere, which is kind of cool that you can see every episode early on Fridays, but that leads to a lot of leaks. That leads to a lot of people sharing the episode online early, because if it came out somewhere on Friday, a lot of people get the bootleg copy or the leaked copy and they share it around all the time. So then people aren't watching it. So I don't know if the ratings per se really matter that much. But if the ratings get too low, I don't know if they want to get rid of the show or the showrunners or what, but that's in a precarious situation for sure too. So I don't know if that is a good thing for. I don't want any show that I like to have bad ratings, because if the bad ratings, it's just kind of crazy, because if the ratings get too low, they got to get rid of stuff too. So I don't know if the ratings get too low that it goes away, or what their plan is. They might only have one more season of the show anyway. I'd be fine with Fear the Walking Dead having a season 6 and being done, right? I think that's fine for me. If my worry, and I think a lot of people's worry, like Big Sexy and Mark and a couple people in here too, fear that Gimple and the showrunners and whoever is really pulling the strings back there, which Gimple is definitely involved with, is that Fear the Walking Dead is kind of going the way of like crappy writing. And the spinoff, let's talk about the spinoff for a little bit, right? So we have 3 people cast. It's Alexa, Mansour, Nicholas Cantu, and Hal Cumpson or whatever. So you have Hal, Nicholas, and Alexa are 3 people that have been cast for the spinoff that is supposed to be filming this month, July 2019 to November or December 2019 in Virginia, around the Richmond area too. So I don't know if it's going to be good. And for a couple reasons. Do we really want to follow 3 young kids, 4 young kids, 2 young kids, a partridge and a pear tree? No. Do you really want to follow 4 young kids, teens, preteens, adolescents in the zombie apocalypse? Maybe. That's a big maybe, because I like teen movies. I like pre-adolescent movies. There's a lot of movies that are in the 80s, like The Goonies. Stranger Things is great, and that's focused around kids. But you need to have a Hopper. You need to have a Winona Ryder character. You need to have older characters on there too, right? You need to have better, bigger, not even say better, but older characters to have that too. I don't want to watch some annoying kid drama of the zombie apocalypse where these kids were raised in the zombie apocalypse and they see things that were a certain way. If it's annoying, if it makes sense, if they have to go fish or find their own food and take out walkers, or one's afraid of walkers and one's deformed and they're afraid, kids are afraid of them and he doesn't understand why. I don't want a Riverdale high school drama, Dawson's Creek kind of vibe to the zombie apocalypse on this Walking Dead spinoff show. Those shows are good, but I don't want it to be that way in a zombie apocalypse where it doesn't make sense. Now, those are just generalizations. It can be done with that whole drama stuff, but if it's done in a way like Fear the Walking Dead, the first season or 2, it's going to be kind of annoying to me, because we've already had that. Hopefully, we've had things where things just get better and they learn their lesson from it too. Because if they grew up in the zombie apocalypse, they know what we should have too. We should know how to take out walkers and go survive and farm and fish and do certain things like that too. If you've survived in a zombie apocalypse, if you were born and raised in a zombie apocalypse, you should be a little better off than at the initial start of it too. So I don't know how many years it's been, where it's been, what's been actually been going on, but I'm kind of excited to see it. Hopefully it lives up to the hype, and it's pretty awesome. If there is some hype, I don't know, but we're getting more and more information about the spinoff show, and I'm excited to see more and more about it. Hopefully we'll get some more information about the movies and the spinoff stuff at San Diego Comic-Con this week, which is July 19th. And I'm excited about it. I'm usually excited about Comic-Con because we get some good information for sure. So I think that we should hopefully get the trailer and some good information. And to be honest, Angela Kang usually gives some good information. She's already given us the fact that Dante, comic Dante, will be in season 10. He is not at Hilltop. He is at Alexandria. He's definitely a different character than the comic version than to the show version. So we'll see if it makes sense there too. So, what you got? Everyone's posting here on there too. So hopefully you guys like Jeannie, Jane, Renee, Boyd, everybody, Lincoln, Mark, Big Sexy, everybody too. No, Janet in here today. Kevin, anybody on there too? Hopefully you guys are Hopefully you're feeling like a big part of the community, the channel on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, everything there too. It's a big important thing to for sure. So Jeannie, what do I do? Yeah, fortunately PT boots the ones like that when he sees them. Do I do comment control, crowd control on there too? Yeah, I mean, when people just are out of line, when they're cursing at people and they're doing stuff that's nonsense, just got to get them out of there too. It's just, I have a short fuse for that. I got zero tolerance for that too, that if someone's attacking someone else, and if someone just says the view, like some people love Daryl, some people hate Daryl, some people like Angela Kang, some people hate her, some people like this, some people just like to fight. And, I'm just, they can go fight somewhere else. I'm not a big thing. I'm not a big fan of people being attacked in real life and online, because cyberbullying is a real thing. And I don't want any part of that on my channel and in my universe here online. That's just not gonna cut it. I'm not a big fan of that too, because people can get upset about that too. People can take stuff to heart. Some guy in somewhere, some state or somewhere can be typing away and be like, ha ha, blah, 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 yeah, and just cursing people out. And people can really get upset about it. And that's not okay. And that's just not in there as well too. So, sorry, I was just reading the comments there. But Mark Q&A, Bri, do you think Fear the Walking Dead will ever involve different communities? I don't know. That's a great question, Mark. I kind of wish it would. I hope at the end of season 5, Fear the Walking Dead has its own community. Like the stadium, the baseball stadium. Excuse me. Great idea. Great situation that I hope they get somewhere like that. Maybe it's a ranch. Maybe it's a cool thing too. The ranch of season 3 was very cool. I like that. I like the whole family, the Autos. That was pretty cool. I kind of wish we followed them from the beginning. The Troy kind of situation at the ranch. That would have been a good way to start the series and have that be what the series was all about. And I would have loved to have seen that. That was pretty cool. Then the whole community at the baseball stadium, really awesome. Hopefully we end up with a community, and I don't know if we'll get more than that, but I'd be down to see that. I think that is something that I would want to see. Because if you're going out and you're trying to look for people, that's dangerous. You have to use resources. How much gasoline do you have? You have to run generators. You got to run stuff like that too. You can't be gassing up trucks to be going out 400 miles one way and 400 back. How can you get out there? What if you get stranded? That's risky, right? Maybe you go out and you do these things and you, little by little, and you check it out. But the big thing is that you have to have a place to bring people back. And that was supposed to be the denim factory, but are they ever going to get back to it, right? That's a good question. Are we ever going to see Logan and the denim factory? Would you want to see that? I hope so, because they built it up at the end of season 4 into season 5 for Logan just to take it back and be like, yep. Or are we going to see that too? I hope so. I kind of hope we see the Logan character again. Boyd Q&A, do you think John could die trying to rescue June from walkers? For sure. If John dies, which I hope he doesn't. John and Daniel are my favorite characters on the show right now. That's going to be annoying that John dies. But if he dies, if the writers make that decision to kill John off, which would be a dumb decision in my opinion, would be he has to have a heroic death. Just like if Alicia dies, this is a weak death. Nick's death was pretty weak. He's just sitting there and then and just goes down, right? What's that all about? I don't know. But hopefully the Clarks can go out in a better fashion if Alicia goes. But I hope Alicia lives. And just get Alicia a little better weapon, please. And wear a mask. Like, how awesome would it be? Like when Daryl has a little different outfit. He's got his long sleeves. He's got his, vest. He's got the bandana over his face. He's got a little different look here and there for different things. Rick, same thing. Rick's got the shirt. He's got the blue shirt. He's got the tan shirt. He's got the jacket. He's got the kill coat. All that stuff, right? It would be like, why not give Alicia another badass look? Give her a bandana over her face with some sunglasses or something. Come on. Make her look like Rey from Star Wars Force Awakens or something. I don't know, something. It would be kind of cool. Mix it up a little. Give these characters a little different look. I know it's a comic book style writing and stuff like that too, and you have to have a certain look for this thing and this one there too, but mix it up a little bit too. You're going to think that in a zombie apocalypse, these people are going to be wearing the same clothes every day, same underwear every day? No, you're going to change your shirt, you're going to change your clothes, you're going to change your socks, you're going to do all that too. Like John said, it's important. Socks, man, you got to have socks, same thing. But ultimately, I think that the characters should have a little different look here and there. It would make sense. Rain gear, cold gear, hot gear, this, that, bundle up, layer up too. It's just crazy too. So Jane, I think that's a good point. That's why Charlie needs to go. Nick should still be here. Well, to be honest, Nick, the actor who played Nick on Fear the Walking Dead, did not want to be on the show anymore. So if an actor doesn't want to be on the show anymore, what can you do? Keep him there? Force him there? Not really, right? Give him a way out, and it's usually a death in the zombie apocalypse, right? So I think that he should have his way out, and I understand that he did not want to be there, so they had to do it one way or another. It was just kind of weak the way it is, too. And to be honest, Charlie is a character that I think we could like more. Like, she's not the worst character by any means, but I think she could be useful if she didn't kill character that a lot of people liked. People like Nick, a lot of people did. A lot of people like Madison too. But some people it's just like, I don't know if they're ever going to get over the fact that Charlie took out Nick. And some people won't. Just like the fact that some people will never get over the fact that Negan took out Abraham and Glenn. And so let's talk about Negan for a little bit here. Hopefully you guys have seen my theory about who takes out Alpha. And it's about, I kind of hope it's Carol. But in the comics, it's Negan. Are they going to do it exactly like the comic? I don't think so. The show is the show and the comic is the comic, and it's going to have variants of remixes for sure, because ultimately the difference of it is going to be that some characters are there, some characters aren't there, and some characters aren't ever going to be on there too. So if Negan takes out Alpha, is that a redemption that you'll still... I think whatever Negan does, Negan could take out Alpha, Beta, the Whispers, anybody involved, Pamela Milton, Sebastian Milton, anybody involved, everybody and anybody. If Negan took all those people out, he'd be like, yeah, but still killed Glenn, still killed Abraham. That's not ever going to make it right for me. But he saved Judith. He saved Dog. He's got to do something more redemption style, I would think, to try and win people over. But he's going to be on that redemption story uptick to help Carol, Daryl, I would say Rick, but Rick's not there. That's going to probably be the Daryl situation there as well. But will it be that he saves Judith again from the Whispers? But I hope that something happens where he does some big epic moment. But I don't want Judith in danger. Judith's my girl. I hope Judith sticks around for a long time, and I hope Judith is a character that becomes a badass character more and more and more and more too. And we got some more badass characters. Magna, Yumiko's pretty cool. Connie's cool. Luke's cool. Kelly's all right. We're going to meet Dante. Hopefully he's cool. I don't know if we're going to meet Princess, and I do like the discussion, whoever brought it up, that Princess may come in season 10. I don't personally think that Princess will be here in season 10, but it would be pretty cool if she came around in season 11 or the movies when Michonne goes, or if, I should say if, but probably when Michonne goes to find Rick somewhere. If it's in some community in the Northeast, if it's in Ohio, if it's Pittsburgh or what, I think it'd be pretty awesome if she comes to that connection with the movies rather than the show, because I don't know if it fits for her to be in Alexandria or in the Whisper of War, because she's not in the comics. So, Morty, the Mighty Bread, great name. What if the nuclear plants will affect The Walking Dead? Well, I think they would, and they should have already, but it's been 7.5 years, 8 years, 9 years, however long in The Walking Dead. It's been a long time. This is kind of a part for fear, and it's kind of its own thing. I want to think those nuclear reactor plants would have already melted down a long time ago in The Walking Dead, so I don't think it's an issue for that. Joey the Gator, what do you think we'll see in The Walking Dead Season 10 trailer and Fear the Walking Dead Season 5 trailer? Do you think we'll get a teaser for The Walking Dead on Thursday like last summer? I hope we get to see Alpha, Beta, the Whispers coming together to eye up Alexandria most likely. Hope we'll see Oceanside a little bit. Hopefully we'll see, maybe we'll see Dante in the trailer. I don't know. But Hilltop, Jerry... I don't know what any big thing will actually show us, But I would assume that it's going to be, the big part will be Alpha and Beta, the Whisperers, and the Walker Horde looking at Alexandria from afar with all the walkers that they let out of the canyon or whatever that was, wherever she actually had all those walkers at. I think that's the big thing too, because the Whisperer War is coming too. Oh man, where to go? Sorry. CGC Central. Do you think Negan will give the speech Rick gives in the comics after he gets attacked and before they go to war with the Whisperers? I don't know. I know that Negan is probably going to be connected with Daryl and or Michonne the way that Rick and Negan were connected. So I think it's either Daryl or Michonne to have that dynamic with Negan in the show versus the Rick dynamic, because Rick's not there. It'll probably go to Michonne, is my opinion. But when in doubt, give it to Daryl, you know. That's my line. When in doubt, give it to Daryl. So, yeah, a lot of people are talking about redemption on there too. So I'm hoping that Negan gets redeemed on there. But I hope Aaron, I kind of hope, let's talk about Aaron for a second. I hope Aaron is the bad fighter that Jesus taught him some things, right? Because we never really got Jesus's fighting skills on the show. And we saw a little bit at Hilltop when he was jumping off the side of the trailers and kicking the zombie and this and that. And he fought a little bit and it was pretty cool. He did a couple things here and he was kind of cool when they led into the outpost. But I kind of I personally hope that Aaron takes off the hand and puts the knife on there, like the Merle kind of situation. And then Daryl's like, that looks familiar. You know, something connection like that too. Like, you know, I want to see, I love the idea of callbacks, Easter eggs, connections, prior connections, stuff that comes around in the circle from prior seasons. And I love that idea of it. And it's something that makes sense to me, is to give Aaron a bigger role. And they were training. So Jesus teaching Aaron and Aaron being a better fighter makes sense too. So Sarah's Math, great name. Shouldn't the walker's body decay? They decay at a slow rate. It's a fictional thing, so there is no scientific method that, you know, the body decays at 1/10 of the time that a human body would, or 1/100th of it on there too. And I just don't know how long the walkers can stick around. It's a plot hole. It's a story that doesn't, you know, fit there as well, because they don't really go into it too much. We don't get the backstory of things. We don't get the start of things. We don't get that too. It's kind of lazy writing, in my opinion, but we'll see where it goes. Joey the Gator, do you think Negan will survive with Judith until the end of the series of The Walking Dead? I don't know. I don't know if Negan will be the sole survivor of it. I know that Negan survived at the end of the comic. We didn't see him at the end of the comic, even though Kirkman said, P.S., Negan lives. So I hope Judith is the person at the very end telling the story to another child that Rick and Michonne had. That would be kind of cool. Hopefully RJ gets in more of the mix too. Maybe Herschel Jr., Maggie and Glenn's child on there. Boy, do you think Althea could get bit after and before dying? She will tell her group about the hell. I don't think Althea dies. I know that Maggie Grace, I believe is her name. She is good friends with the showrunners, so I don't see her dying unless she wants off the show. So I don't see her ever getting killed off. So, but a lot of stuff can happen too. So if you think about it, The Walking Dead is a great show, but there's a lot of things that should happen with the show. Could be a little more explained a little bit too. And I was watching the first episode of Ozark on Netflix, and that show did a great job of explaining the premise of the show, where it's going to go, the good guy, the bad guy, the plot of the show, everything on there too. And it's only the first episode, so it could lead off there. But you got a lot of the ideas from the first episode. And I think The Walking Dead did a great job of it, of setting things up for the series. But don't you want to know what happened at the very beginning of it all? And that's what Fear the Walking Dead was supposed to be. But we never really got it, right? The spin-off show is never going to cover that because it's going to be during the zombie apocalypse. Will we ever get the cure aspect? Probably not. Will we ever get the idea of how stuff happened? Why stuff happened? When stuff happened? Maybe, maybe not. To me, it's just lazy writing that they're not trying to do it. So I don't know. I was just thinking about that earlier when I was looking at different things, and when I'm writing, like I'm proofreading my next book that it's going to come out. I would say October, but we're on track for September for Ghosts. That'll be out. That's my 10th book. And I'm writing it, and it's like, I wish that The Walking Dead had explanation that I'm trying to give in the story. I have a prequel series that's going to set up there too, and it's going to be stuff that's going to talk about at the start of the zombie apocalypse in my world of Fight For Us. And I just kind of wish it just did a little bit more there too. So, Donnie D Train Q&A, Brian, do you think we'll get to see RJ grow up? I hope so. I would like that. I hope RJ has a couple lines. I don't know. I would like to see RJ. I would like to see Judith have a grow up part, and she's older. And I would love for it to be Kaylee Fleming to be that actress, to be the character for as long as they see fit, because she's like the sweetest girl, the best young actress that I ever met in my life. And I hope that Kaylee Fleming is a part of the show for a long time, and she deserves it. And she's a very cool person that I met on the cruise. And I think that Judith can be a character that'll never replace Carl for a lot of people, but it can help because she's a winner too. Like, I don't know a lot of people that don't like Judith. If they do, they're just hating on Judith for no reason, because Judith is even though they give a lot of flack to her be able to fire the Colt Python pistol with one hand, a lot of people are like, how is she doing that? How can she do that? It's a fictional show, and she can probably fire a gun, but I don't know if she would have good accuracy like that and the recoil of it. But it's a zombie apocalypse fictional show that I don't really have any problem with it, because it's Rick's gun and this, and they have some things that girls can fire guns and they can fire bigger guns, but I understand a lot of people's problem with it. That's for sure. Morty the Mighty Bread Q&A, have you read the World War Z book? Pretty cool in my opinion. I have not. I've seen the movie. To be honest, I haven't read a lot of books. I haven't read a lot of books of the zombie apocalypse, or read a lot of books in general. I used to read books for PT school and stuff, all that too. But my father-in-law gave me a couple James Patterson books, and I'm going to read them at least to get how to, format the book or say different dialogue a different way, because I think my book series has a certain thing, how it flows well, and it hopefully portrays the image of what's actually happening through the eyes of Ryan or Phil or Sean or Matt or Bobby G or Lauren or whoever the character is. But I just can do it in a way that makes sense to me. And I don't want to steal from other books by any means, and I would never do that. I honor copyright and everything like that too. But the format of things may help me how to mix it up a little bit or be a better writer, because I still consider myself a beginner writer, maybe a novice writer at the best, but I still feel like I can improve in a lot of different ways, and seeing how the best people write can only help me become a better writer. And it's a different genre, so it won't carry over into it some of like mystery novels and murder mystery stuff. So I have ideas for the next coming books for book 11 and 12 and the prequel series and everything there too. So definitely check out my Fight for Us book series. It's on Amazon. They've got Kindle versions. The first book is 99 cents. So if you want to check it out, it's 99 cents. It's a pretty awesome thing to check out the book series, and I think you'll like it right away. I think you'll like it on there as well too. So Mike 007, here we go. This guy always answers questions. How many zombies do you think are left? I have no idea. I have no idea how many zombies left. That's a question for Kirkman. It was like 1 million to every person left or something, some crazy thing on there too. So I don't know. I mean, with all the storms and all the seasons, and 7.5 years later, they should start to decay and break down over and over and over and over again, and just wither down. But then new people get born and new people get this, but they should be smarter to not just become a zombie on there too. So the walkers should be dwindling down pretty far on there too. But I think we get 12 seasons of The Walking Dead show, and then we'll see what happens with that, because I think season 10 can be great, 11 can be a step in the right direction, and season 12 could be the final season of The Walking Dead. And I personally would be fine with that for sure too. So Renee, I'll definitely check out YouTube for sure. I just like an actual book, in my face to see how it's drawn out and stuff there too. I think my writing is, very expressive, and you can visualize it, and it's just one of those things where you can see it as, I think it's very good for you to actually understand what's going on. And a lot of people in here have read the books, so hopefully they can, weigh in on it too. So I want to have a live stream of my Fight for Us book series in, not next week, because we'll talk about Fear the Walking Dead, the season 5 finale. But I was thinking either the 28th or the 4th, because Fear the Walking Dead returns on the 11th, I believe. So the 28th and or the 4th, or both days. We could talk about Fight for Us on the 28th or the 4th in there too. So I guess I'll do the spoiler warning for it, as if you want to talk about The Walking Dead and Fear the Walking Dead, we'll talk about that too. But we'll also talk about the book series there too, Fight for Us on there too, on it. I wouldn't want to talk about the later stuff of it, because it's pretty big stuff has happened in there. I just don't want to ruin it for people, because it's a big thing. Some big stuff has happened in the most recent books, and I don't want to ruin it by any means. And I don't want someone to ask that question about the stuff that happened in the most recent books and kind of ruin it for someone too, because that's kind of the worst way to do it. And so I'm like, I got to tread lightly with that too, because I don't know if someone's going to ask if something happened, like, how could you do this? Or why would you do this? Or how could that happen to this character? And I don't want to ruin it for anybody too. So I have to tread lightly, because I don't know if someone's going to ask, and I'll always answer all those questions too. So Gary Page, how do you think Michonne will leave next season? I think by horseback or on a boat is what I thought by Oceanside. So let me see. I missed some questions here. Sorry, James. Do you think the group has big guns like a 50 cal for the Whisper of War? I think they have the guns. I don't think they got the bullets. So it's all about the bullets. And I think, James, you ask that question every live stream or every couple of live streams about the bullets. I think they have all the guns they need. They just need someone to make bullets. So they got to get Eugene, making bullets, good bullets, not sabotage bullets for sure, too. So, what you got? Eye in the Dark 2, TWD. Q&A, the comic ended on a good note, but when someone dies, do they still turn? Yeah, I think they still turn, but I think they just, stop them from turning, just kill the brain. So people will still die, and they would still turn, but they know all about it too. So, no, Lincoln, I don't want to be a spoiler for my books, because people want to know spoilers for The Walking Dead because they're involved with it, but I doubt Robert Kirkman would go around and tell any spoilers, and the same thing Angela Kang would go around telling you spoilers, and Gimple ain't telling you no spoilers, and The Walking Dead is not mine. Fight for Us is mine, and Fight for Us is my baby, so I don't want to ruin stuff for that. I want people to be surprised and go through the whole method like you're part of the group. You're enjoying it, you're doing through it, and then big things happen too. You're like, oh man, it's crazy. I can't believe that happened. It throws you for, life throws you a left hook sometimes, and sometimes you duck, sometimes you get punched in the face. So it has got to happen that way in a zombie apocalypse and in real life. Joey the Gator, do you think Daryl might get Rick's death? I doubt. Rick's death in the comic. If that happens, I don't see that happening at all. And would you want to see Daryl Dixon taken out by a punk kid? No. That doesn't happen. That should not happen at all. The comic is the comic, and the show is the show. And if it happens that way, it's going to happen in the Rick Grimes movies. If it connects that way and there's some overturn, I don't know. So I don't know what's going to actually happen with that too, with it. But oh man, where's the why? Why isn't Eugene making rounds anyways? Been proof evil is there for sure. No, that's definitely a good question, Lincoln. Eugene needs to be out there making bullets, but all that time there was been, the Whisperers came and this came and that came, and then Eugene was scared for that too. But I think they should be making bullets right away in the first part of season 10. They need to go back to the bullet factory, and it'd be interesting if you went with Eugene, Rosita, Father Gabriel. That whole storyline comes back around where they're making bullets, and I think that would be pretty interesting too. Like, make me a bullet. James, do you think the group still has a huge group of people like the Saviors did in All Out War? So do you think the group still has a huge group of people like the Saviors did? I guess. I mean, maybe. We have Kingdom, Hilltop, and Alexandria, and the Saviors are some left. There's Laura and a couple people, which I don't know who's going to make it out of the war, but DJ was gone, so we're going to lose some people for sure. I think that the Saviors were engulfed into the group, they were engulfed. They were welcomed into the group in a couple of different spots, and so we'll see there too. I know some people have asked me about the X on the key art for San Diego Comic-Con. And I just think it's design, advertisement design. I think it's a logo design. I'm not sure if the X is connected with Daryl and Michonne's X scar that they had. Maybe it is. I don't think it's going to come back around. I don't think more people are going to get X scars. But I think there could be a connection, but most likely I don't think it's anything big from season 9. Gary Page, when do you think Rick will turn back up in The Walking Dead? Great question. I want to know when they're going to start filming the first movie, because the last time I saw Andrew Lincoln is in Wales or something on some bike ride, some charity bike ride, and he's kind of got a little beard, but not anything like a beard, because I would assume that he actually either shaved in the first time we'll see him, but I think the movie starts with him in a hospital bed, just like we saw him in the pilot of The Walking Dead. So I don't know what's going to happen with the movies. I don't think he comes back to The Walking Dead show. I think he just stays on the movies. And I want to know when they're going to start filming that for sure, because if it's going to come out in 2020, I don't know if they're going to film it between, because Fear the Walking Dead season 5 is done. Fear the Walking Dead season 5 is done filming. We have The Walking Dead filming season 10 right now. And then we have the spinoff that should be filming now until November or December. The Walking Dead season 10 films now to November. Are they really going to film the movies between that? So from like November, December, all the way to May. So say it's January to April. Is that when they're going to film the movie or movies, or how are they going to do it? Are they going to film it back to back to back to back right there and get it all done? Or are they going to film one at a time? And I just don't know what their plan is. I wish Scott Gimple would tell us, but Angela Kang has given us some good information. I do love her as a showrunner. She gives us more information in one interview than Gimple has had in years. So I like information. I don't want to be told everything, but you can give us a little bit more on there too, like CRM. Hopefully we get a little bit more too. Joey the Gator, did you hear about Althea? She told June about the helicopter group in tonight's episode. Well, she kind of did. She told her about Isabel, and she's not going to see them again on there too, is what the word is. So she kind of said something about it, even though she really didn't say much about it too. So do you think Judith will end up meeting with the kids from the spinoff? I would love to. I don't know. That would be pretty cool, but I don't know if that's the plan or not. I think it's going to be something there. Sarah's Math, will there ever be a cure? I doubt it. I don't think Kirkman wants to go that way, the cure route. Xmas Girl, has Andrew Lincoln even officially signed on to the movies? I don't know officially, but I would assume so. Andrew Lincoln is connected with them. Pollyanna McIntosh is connected with them, and we don't know specifics yet because Scott Gimple is not really telling us much, if anything, about it. And that's all we have to know. That, okay, he's signed on for all 3 movies. He's got a contract for all 3 movies or something there too. But I would assume so. I would assume they got that deal done. Do you think the Commonwealth KU about the whispers traveling around, or knew about the whispers traveling around? I don't know. We haven't seen the Commonwealth. And if the Commonwealth is in the Northeast, I don't know if the whispers really went up there, because they go south for the winter to come back to Virginia, south, this, that. Why would they stay south? Why wouldn't they just stay down there too, right? If they're nomadic, why would they just stay there and avoid that group? Because it's like, what are your borders, right? We have all this land. Are you really like surviving that well in Virginia? Wouldn't you want to go to North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, somewhere like that too? Florida somewhere, like Tampa Bay or something, I don't know, fight for us. But so I don't know how it is for it. But James, do you think Negan has a lot of strength to fight Beta because Beta is very strong? Well, I think that he does. And I think that Beta should hopefully get hit by Lucille, and we get the comic connection there too. I think that'd be pretty great. And Donnie D Train, Bry, how will Rick meet Judith if he doesn't come back? I think Judith goes there. I think Michonne. I don't know. That's a good question, because if Rick can't leave, if he's captured there and he can't leave, like Isabel kind of made the connection with, like, once you're there, you can't really get out. You're not there. And if Rick is somewhere that you can't leave, maybe Rick is all about showing that we have to work together to get out of here. It's not right to keep us here. And he leads the revolution to break out of this CRM place. And maybe he goes back to Alexandria and meets Judith, but it's in the movies, not the show. So Judith can come to the movies, I would say, is my easiest way of doing it too. So Thank you guys for joining me today. I'm going to cut it here today, July 14th, 2019. Enjoy tonight's episode 507 if you already saw it. I don't know. James, I think he'll get Lucille back. He needs to get Lucille back and have that iconic connection with the Lucille getting smacked over Beta. Be pretty awesome too. So you guys are asking some great questions. Like Joey, do you feel like Fear the Walking Dead? Do you like Fear the Walking Dead so far? It's okay. It's interesting. It's one of those things where I wish it was better in some aspects, but it's entertaining. That's for sure. Season 5 of Fear the Walking Dead is definitely entertaining. So if you can, guys, please pick up a shirt. They are $15. They are done on Wednesday. The PT shirt link gets you to custom ink right there too. They're $15 and $4.99 shipping, so $19.99 with it. And if you get 2 shirts, it's $1.99 shipping for the next one. I hate begging, asking, just letting you know about it, however you want to think about it. I hope you guys can pick up a shirt, or somebody can to pick up a couple of shirts. I know a couple of you said you will, and I truly appreciate it, and I hope you do. If you can, let me know your thoughts about them. Let me know your thoughts about the episode tonight. I'm going to be talking about the review probably tonight about it, maybe tomorrow, but probably tonight about the episode, the review, and we got a couple things to talk about there. And San Diego Comic-Con is on Friday for The Walking Dead. Big stuff. I'm excited. Thank you guys for watching. I truly appreciate it. And remember, guys, with hard work, dedication, belief, and sacrifice, you can truly achieve your goals. Believe in yourself. You can do it. That's on the back of the shirt, on the shirts that I have selling. Believe in yourself. You can do it. And I truly believe that you can. So with hard work, dedication, you can do a lot of big things. And it's about love, support, staying positive, and making memories. Enjoy tonight's episode. San Diego Comic-Con this Friday for The Walking Dead. I'll have a trailer breakdown and all that stuff. And see you guys.